Let's be honest. There comes a moment when you look in the mirror and think, wait, when did my face get longer? Not in a bad way, just different. Like gravity quietly entered the chat and your haircut didn't get the memo. I remember having that exact moment last spring. I was trying on a dress I used to love, but somehow nothing looked quite right. It wasn't my skin, it wasn't my mood. It was the haircut, quietly working against me instead of with me. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are so not alone. What used to feel effortless, your go-to style, your easy good hair day look, suddenly isn't doing you any favors. Maybe it's too heavy. Maybe it's dragging your face down instead of lifting it up. Here's the truth. After 60, your haircut matters more than ever. And not because we're trying to look young, no thank you, but because the right cut can lift your features, bring softness to the right places, and give you that there she is feeling every time you walk past a mirror. So today, we're talking about 5 bob haircuts that do exactly that. They're flattering, they're easy, and they're designed to naturally enhance your face shape. No scalp yoga or magic creams required. And one of them? It made me cancel a facelift appointment and smile at my reflection again. Let's dive in. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like your face looked just a little longer than you remembered, the soft angled bob might be your quiet little miracle. It's subtle, it's elegant, and it knows exactly how to flatter without shouting for attention. What makes this cut so clever is the way it plays with geometry. The hair is slightly longer in the front and gently angled back toward the nape. Not harsh, not drastic. Just enough to create movement and draw the eyes upward. And when hair angles like that, it lifts the face naturally. It softens the jawline, defines the cheekbones, and brings everything back into focus. After I first tried this cut, even my daughter said, "Mom, you look lighter." Did you do something? Nope, just a haircut with better math. Here's the beauty of it. This cut works with your features, especially if you have an oval or long face shape. The slight forward length gives balance, like framing a piece of art just right. It also works wonders if your hair is straight or just has a bit of wave. Styling? It doesn't ask for much. A round brush, a light mousse at the roots, maybe a slight off-center part, and suddenly you've got volume, movement, and softness, all in one frame. It's simple, timeless, and quietly transformative. The kind of haircut that makes people say, "You look amazing. Did you change something?" And all you did was get it angled just right. But what if your issue isn't shape, it's volume? Let's talk about the cut that brought mine back. Let's talk about volume. Or more specifically, the kind of volume you miss when your hair starts to feel thinner than it used to. If that's been your struggle lately, the choppy layered bob might just be your secret weapon. This cut is like a mini confidence boost for fine or limp hair. It's not heavy or structured. Instead, it's full of airy little layers that give your hair texture, bounce, and that lovely tousled energy. What's special here is that the layers aren't too neat. They're intentionally imperfect, which creates movement and fullness without trying too hard. My friend Judy, who swore her hair had given up, tried this cut last year. Now she gets compliments at the grocery store and told me it feels like my hair's smiling again. Think of it like this: the moment you shake out your hair and it actually moves again. That's this bob in action. It works especially well if your hair tends to lie flat or look lifeless a few hours after styling. With this cut, even a quick blow dry and a gentle scrunch with your fingers can wake things up. You don't need a drawer full of hot tools. Just a little sea salt spray or dry texture mist can do wonders. Run your hands through it, let it fall naturally, and suddenly your hair has shape, body, and personality again. Bonus, it also gives a bit of structure to rounder faces. The texture around the cheeks and jaw helps create angles in a soft, flattering way, almost like subtle contouring, but with your hair. It's playful, a little edgy, and totally modern, like saying, "Yes, I've still got it," without having to raise your voice. But maybe you're someone who likes things crisp, clean, and tailored. If that's more your vibe, the next cut might be exactly what you've been looking for. Now, if you're the type who likes things clean, tailored, and just a little bit bold, the graduated bob with a stacked back might be the haircut you've been waiting for. This style is all about shape. The back is cut in subtle layers that stack upward toward the crown, while the front gently lengthens around the jawline. The result? A sculpted silhouette that naturally lifts the face and clears the neckline. Think of it like a built-in frame that highlights your jaw, defines your profile, and gives your neck the kind of spotlight it truly deserves. My stylist once told me, this cut gives you better posture without the yoga. And you know what? She wasn't wrong. I swear I stood a little taller the first time I saw myself from the side. And here's the fun part. It actually feels lighter. With the weight cleared from the back, your hair sits closer to the head at the nape and lifts at the crown. It's a little like posture for your hair. Suddenly you stand taller, move differently. It gives you that clean, put-together energy without being stiff or high maintenance. Styling? A quick root lift spray at the crown, a round brush for a little volume as you dry, and that's it. You can even let the ends fall slightly forward to frame the jaw. Especially flattering if you've noticed a bit of softness around that area. And if you've been looking for an excuse to wear bigger earrings, this cut is it. But what if you're not quite ready to go that short and you're still holding on to some length? Then the next bob might be your perfect in-between. If you've been holding on to length, not because you need long hair, but because it still feels like you, then let me introduce you to the lob. Specifically, the shoulder-length version with a gentle side part. This is the haircut that finds the sweet spot, long enough to feel feminine, short enough to feel fresh. And that side part? It does quiet wonders. It subtly shifts the balance of your face, drawing attention to your eyes, softening the lines, and visually shortening a longer or more oval shape. You don't have to chop it all off to get that lifted effect. Sometimes it's just about moving the part, adjusting the angle, and letting the shape do the work for you. One of the loveliest things about this cut is its versatility. On busy days, you can let it air dry, give it a gentle twist at the ends with your fingers, and go. And on the days when you want a bit more polish, a round brush and a light blowout are more than enough. The shoulder length hits that magic point where your hair naturally curves under or out depending on how you style it, which means it almost styles itself. And then there's this. The moment the breeze catches your hair just right and it floats instead of flattens, that's when you realize it's still you. It's timeless, flattering, and so easy to live in. Like your favorite blouse that somehow makes you feel confident every single time. And if you've ever been curious about bangs, but thought, maybe not at my age, wait until you see what's next. If you've ever felt like your forehead was getting more attention than you'd like, whether it's a little extra height, a few lines setting in, or just a feeling that your face needs some softness up top, curtain bangs might just be your new best friend. And when they're paired with a textured bob, magic. This combo is all about balance. The curtain bangs gently part in the middle and taper off along your cheekbones, creating this delicate frame that instantly draws the eyes to the center of your face, where your smile lives, where your energy shows up. It gives the illusion of lift without pulling anything tight. Just light, breezy softness. I'll admit, I used to think bangs were for teenagers, but then I tried this cut. And suddenly, instead of hiding behind my hair, I felt like it was guiding people to the best parts of me. And then there's the texture. The body of the bob is layered just enough to add movement and shape without feeling fussy. Even if your hair isn't naturally thick, these layers add dimension, the kind that catches the light and gives your style some personality. Styling doesn't have to be complicated. A little round brush moment at the bangs while they're still damp? Perfect. Let the rest air dry or give it a loose scrunch with a volumizing cream if you like some natural wave. It's low effort, high impact. The best kind of combination. This cut feels fresh and effortless, but still polished. It doesn't hide anything. It simply shifts the focus, softens the gaze, and lets you show up in the world with quiet confidence. Because sometimes the most powerful beauty change isn't on your face. It's in what frames it. So here's the thing. None of these haircuts are magic. They won't rewind time or erase every line. But they can do something that might matter even more. They can help you feel like yourself again. That's the real beauty of the right cut. It's not about chasing youth. It's about reconnecting with the woman in the mirror, the one who's grown, evolved, laughed through decades, and still deserves to feel radiant when she walks into a room. Not because her face is flawless, but because her energy is unmistakable. And remember what we said at the beginning? Sometimes it's not your face that needs changing. It's the frame around it. Each of these 5 bob styles, from the softly angled to the textured with bangs, is a tool. A small, smart, and stylish way to lift your face naturally, yes, but also to lift your spirit. Because when your hair feels right, everything else just flows better. You walk taller, you smile easier, you see yourself again, and like what? So if you've been thinking, maybe it's time for a little change, this is your sign. Not to become someone else, just to feel a little more you. Which one of these spoke to you the most? Or is there a bob you've tried that changed how you felt in the best way? Tell me in the comments. I'd truly love to know. And if this video helped you even a little, go ahead and like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because next week, I'll share the one accessory that instantly upgrades any of these bob styles, and it's not what you expect. Because your age doesn't define your beauty, your presence does. And trust me, it's still shining.